Hello viewers, today I would like to present to you one of the oldest organization in the history of Nagas, which is none other than the Naga Club, which was formed on 31st October 1918.
Firstly, let us take a brief look to what occurred in the history of the world prior to the birth of Naga Club. The Treaty of Yandabo, signed on 24th February 1826, ended the First Anglo-Burmese War, and states like Assam, Manipur were ceded to the British Empire. After the Treaty of Yandabo, the British came in contact with the Nagas because the British wanted to contain the raids committed by the Nagas, killing British subjects, and in order to protect their direct route from Assam to Manipur for developing commercial relations with the Manipuris and to protect their commercial interests in the upper North Myanmar, it was not possible for the British without penetrating through the Naga hills, and gradually the British-Naga relations started to develop.
During the First World War, 1914 to 1918, Great Britain was leading the Allied powers, and she was necessitated to provide manpower and resources to war. The acute shortage of labor force in the Western Front compelled them to recruit about 50,000 strong labor troops from Indian subcontinent, out of which 2,000 Nagas were recruited and designated them as 21st Naga Labor Corps and were taken to France. It was the first time the Nagas were exposed to the outside world.
The Naga Labor Corps were made to work in munitions, railway line, transport, dock workers, etc. It was also said that the Nagas were used for inciting fears into the Germans' mind. Nagas were directed to carry a set of traditional attires along with spears and traditional machetes, dao. They were made to swing their daos and spears into the air and vent out their typical Naga war cry while thumping their feet on the ground. The British took the picture of the Nagas and were circulated in the Germans' territory and made a propaganda that the British had brought an extraordinary race to fight against the Germans, and it was said that the propaganda generated fears into the minds of Germans, and the Germans halted their attacks for about a week. After the return of Naga Labor Corps and the continued close association with the British, the returnees developed a political consciousness. The Naga returnees from the war and Naga elders were credited with the formation of Naga Club on 31st October 1918. The Naga leaders were concerned about India's claiming the Naga hills as well as the future of the Nagas. The Naga returnees realized the importance of the ownership of the land and political future. The Naga Club was the platform that provided the first political foundation for reclaiming of the lost independence. The Naga Club stood that the Naga tribes from the time immemorial have been living in inborn freedom. Therefore, it is our request that when British leaves India, the Nagas should be reverted to our original freedom and self-rule. The Naga Club members embraced the customary laws passed down from the generations by our ancestors and did not wish to be under any foreign law. The Naga leaders were fearful that soon the Naga hills would be taken over by the Indian government, who had never conquered the Nagas. The Naga Club members were disappointed to learn that the Naga hills were included within the reform scheme of India without the knowledge of the Naga leaders. On 10th January 1929, the Indian Statutory Commission visited Naga hills at Kohima under the leadership of Sir John Simon. The Naga Club wrote a memorandum to withdraw the reform scheme of India. The memorandum stated that the rights of Nagas to be protected, Naga customary laws and identity to be preserved. They pleaded that after the departure of British from India, the Naga hills would not remain under any outside government. This representation was the first ever official document concerning the Naga political aspirations. The Naga leaders wrote the memorandum in the name of Naga Club. Subsequently, under the Government of India Act 1935, which was passed on the recommendation of Simon Commission, taking into account the memorandum, the British House of Commons decreed that Naga hills ought to be kept outside the purview of the new constitution. The Government of India Act 1935 declared Naga Hills district as excluded areas on 3rd March 1936. It was stated that no act of federal legislature of Assam was to apply at Naga hills. The Naga Club spearheaded in developing political consciousness among the Nagas. It provided socio-political foundation and brought Nagas under one umbrella to withstand from any foreign law. The Naga Club protected and safeguarded the customs and tradition passed down from our ancestors.